Georgetown beer is always late.
There's something else in my laptop I can be. Swear.
Yeah, but that's not
We're live.
Just me.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight for this council meeting of February 23rd. 2026. Appreciate everybody's time. Sorry for the short delay on startup here as we got logged in. So I'd first off like to just acknowledge we're gathering again tonight on Treaty 5 territory, the ancestral lands of our neighbors, the Prospera Cree Nation, as well as many other Indigenous people, as well as the homeland for the Red River Métis people. So with that, I'll call the meeting to order. Just as a note, Councillor Manich has sent his regrets for this evening. Somebody should have a resolution to adopt the agenda.
Myself, second to Councillor Allen. I have two issues on the move into camera, 1211 and 1422, both their land involve finance, so those should be in camera. Nobody has any objection, so adopt the agenda as amended.
Any further questions or comments on the agenda? Seeing none, call the question. All in favor? 6-0 against, carried. Resolution to adopt confirmation of the minutes. 3 sets of minutes here.
Resolution number 2026-029, moved by myself, second by Councillor Atkinson, resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting of February 9th, special budget meetings of February 2nd and February 17th, 2026, be hereby approved, all statutory declarations having been completed.
Any further comments on the minutes? Seeing none, call the question. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, recognition. Anybody want to share some good stuff that's happening within our communities?
I think we all will have the same recognition to give this week around trappers. The food, the people, everything is fantastic. I know that you'll have a more detailed report to give than that, but just thank you to all the sponsors and organizers.
Yeah, seeing firsthand behind the scenes and how much work it's put in over the years, it's definitely not a 1 week event. So kudos to them for all the hard work they did. Kudos as well to all the athletes that competed. Great to see the dogs back. That's always a treat. So,
Yeah.
I also like to send a shout out to our staff for all the street clearing they're doing. They were working on 2nd Street today and we'll clear that up and we'll down the road.
Anybody else? Anything?
Pretty much never did.
Fortunately, I didn't get to take part in any of these sports. I don't this job. 20 years, the only thing I've got to do is put out to the play sport at night when there's a lot of shit with amazing garbage someplace.
Yeah, it sure is down.
And don't move.
Yeah, I just, I'll just add a couple of things, again, as I traveled around through Trappers Festival and I always enjoy being out and about. The common message was how much fun everybody was having, how I was bringing the community together, and and the visitors that we're having saying they can't wait to come back next year. I knew Scott Phillips, the vice president of the Association of Manitoba Municipalities, came in for the evening with the mayor of Souris, Dwayne Davison. And we went around after the Legion, went around the community, visiting other establishments. And I can tell you the welcoming and just how much our people are friendly, and it really made a big impact on them both. And they can't wait to get back here. So that's one key takeaway I have is, all the work that's being done, but our people really make things, make a big difference in our community. So thanks to everybody for that. As well as, I also got to spend, Saturday afternoon, with the Asper School of Business. So every year, they come into town to talk about, reconciliation and leadership and how it works, within the north, and then because we have such a unique, arrangement. So myself and Chief, Constant and, Doug Blumstead, the president of UCN, sat on the panel and got, a question for 2 hours. Could have went on for 4 hours. It was quite enjoyable, but it really, highlighting the fact that, reconciliation is more than just a checkbox, and that, we talk about, it's gotta be more than just, consulting with somebody, but it's real collaboration, and we can see that really taking place within our community. And around strengthening partnerships, and so, a lot of future leaders in there, some of them were probably current leaders of what they're doing, so it was a great, way to spend it. And I'm sure there's 1,000 other things we could do, but, we'll save some of that stuff for later.
Just add on, coming up this weekend, the zones for
Oh, yeah.
basketball, senior varsity, and one of those is, the boys are here. Sam is, looking after that. Hopefully we'll do well.
Yeah, so that's great, they bring that up, Counselor, and then also, I think there's, coming up the following week, there's actually provincial playoffs for the U15, hockey teams, so, I really, those are the type of things that continue to drive economy in the community, right? I mean, hotels are full, restaurants are full, and everybody's having a great time, so thanks to everybody for that. Anybody else have anything? Moving on, citizen period, nobody, moving down to Winton Pool cover.
Resolution number 2026-030, moved by myself, second by Councillor Allen, resolve the council authorize the purchase of the pool cover and installation at Winton Pool in the amount of $343,245.28.
So, just for the viewing public, this is, really around, what, council had, gotten a grant for a couple of years back. Around reducing the humidity within inside the pool building, and help sort of preserve the infrastructure and such. So, with good work by our administration and Sam and the crews, they, found maybe a potential way, which they're confident is gonna help on doing this instead of having to install a gigantic big dehumidifier unit. I know there's been some concerns brought forward with regards to, the heat and stuff, but it's all been taken into place, so. So our part of this, half of this will be covered by grant and half will be covered by reserves, so. It's a good move, and it's better than spending 1.4 million. Call the question, all in favor?
Yeah.
You good? Opposed? Anybody opposed? Carry. Okay, mobility disadvantage transportation program.
Resolution number 2026-031, moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Forster. Whereas the Happingham requires the town to sign a mobility disadvantage transportation program 2025 annual operating report. And whereas the town acts as sponsor for the handyman service and are responsible for any deficit the handyman may incur. Therefore, be it resolved that council authorize the mayor, chief administration officer, to sign the Paul Handyman annual operating report to be submitted to the mobility disadvantage transportation program.
Yeah, I'm having, this is problems again. We can't get those of those. I just wanted to highlight in this annual operating reports. So just for people to understand. Sort of pull it up. Give me 1 second, just to give some context to this. Our system is not working as well as it should be or could be. So in this operating report, what people don't realize is that this the handyman does a great job of maintaining this with very little costs coming to the community. So our portion is very minimal. with a $15,000 operating grant, and will provide some in-kind services throughout the year, so, which is good. I know, I think Councilor Hopper had mentioned to me, or somebody had mentioned to me that they did get a new van, and it's in town, now. And just so as people understand the number of rides that they're giving, I'm just trying to find that number, it was. Yeah, 4,828 rides, passengers moved, through the year, so that's, again, a great service, and, that's, and well needed, and I think the cost of that is $5 one way in town, so. Good work, by them. So seeing that there's no further questions, call the question. Approved, in favor? Against? Carried. I got no system running there, no. Payrolls and accounts. Well, it's working. 932. Payrolls and accounts.
So we forgot to up some.
Yeah, I know. I'm just wondering.
Resolution number 2026-032, moved by myself, second by Councilor Forster. Resolved the council authorize the following accounts. Pay period number 04 in the amount of $154,000.71. General checks number 33166 to 33187 in the amount of $148,266.13. EFTs in the amount of $1,172,268.62. Yes, sir.
Any questions with the check registry, any other? Looking for clarity, seeing none, call the question, all in favor? 0 against, carried. Okay. Financial sheets for 2025.
26-033. Moved by myself, seconded by Councilor Palmer, to resolve the council accept the financial statements for the period ending December 2025 as prepared and submitted by L. Armstrong, Controller.
So lots of good information in there. I don't know if anybody has any specific question, but it does, you know, it does reflect that the community's in a good financial position. We have good, strong cash reserves. You see the sort of the variances on revenue was really based on grants being built into the revenue and the expenses that didn't actually follow through because we didn't get them. And you see that in recreation, and you see that in the airport, yeah. The other thing to note in there is you see the fire one, there's high revenues based on the wildfires, and the expenses sort of follow along there, but there's a big net. Our reserves are approaching $9.5 million, which is good. And those excess funds were moved into those reserves. I think that if council doesn't requires more time or more explanation, we should move this, we could table this and move this to a budget meeting as well to have further discussion, or if you're good with it, we can meet. Hey, go through it. Yeah. So would you like to table this to go through it in more detail? So is everybody okay with tabling this to the scheduled budget meeting? And then that way give you an opportunity to just ask a few more details, because it is quite in depth. I don't think there's anything too surprising in there. Okay, so move the table to budget discussions.
You need to set them? I'll set them.
Yeah, just one second. Page Are we okay with that? Everybody in favor of tabling? Yeah.
March second.
Yeah, 6-0.
So this will come back next Monday, like, or this upcoming Monday?
Yeah, we'll just come there, give us an opportunity to, if anybody has any questions, and then we can then just put it the exact same thing back on there, just to accept it as information. Okay. Reports of the committee, so the management report, any comments, questions, outbursts on that? I don't see anything really too surprising. I mean, when I look at the fire report, alarms, 12 this year already. I guess maybe we could get some idea where the alarms are. Are we recovering? Like, I can't remember. I'm sure our fire chief's told us before, but I've got a good memory. It's just super short.
You see, after the verbal warning, from that, whether it's continuous false alarms.
Yeah.
You get, I think you only get one false alarm. I think it's just, first one's free, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just as for January, it just seems like we have 12 alarms already. And if you look at the number of incidents, 22 incidents. We're year to date at 32 already, and last year we had 25 at this time. So, I just kind of like to understand what's going on. Because it is, we have 4 MPAs out in the RM, so. Maybe we could just sort of get a little bit more details on the reports. Well, I don't know if we need locations, but. We have a trend that's going the wrong direction, and what's the cost implications that happens with this, because 12 alarms in one area.
Yeah, I'm assuming actually 12 or more like 15 is like besides carbon monoxide, which I would assume is just a different form of alarm.
Yeah. And then 3 vehicle fires in town. So, yeah, so we could just get a little bit more, context in that.
I had a question around the CSO report. I don't see anything in there for tickets that are being issued.
That's a good question. I came up with a report based on the statistics.
Okay.
Mike was not around, so I just wanted to give council something to see regarding that. So I'm still expecting them.
Okay.
That on my.
That's one of the lines under the CSO should be income. It should be generating some funds there on a variety of things, permits and parking tickets, whatever.
Like, how many parking tickets did we issue a month?
This last month.
Yeah, like in a month, like, do we issue 10 tickets, 1 ticket?
I could guess that statistics.
Just as a curiosity, is that how active are we with bylaw enforcement? And one of the things bylaw enforcement is obviously tickets, like
Yeah.
parking tickets or overnight parking. I will look down, I don't know if anybody's driven down Patrick Avenue lately, but it's pretty narrow. There's been a car that's been snowed in there for quite some time.
We want to change the format for the CSO reporting. So we are having a meeting next week to discuss about it.
Or maybe for the next meeting, Bola, could we get an actual breakdown of parking tickets?
Okay, sure.
With that, just the location, doesn't have to be exact location, but it's Edwards Avenue, Oregon, map.
Okay.
And I have one question around HR as well. How many open spots we actually hold, or did I miss that when I was reading it? Like, I can see that what our turnover was, how many applications we received and how many interviews we had, but I don't know where it says how many open positions we have.
So we've never included that in our reporting, so I have to include it.
I'm just curious, if I don't know if it's something that needs to be implemented on a monthly basis, but maybe, I don't know, quarterly or something.
Something we plan to share with council on a monthly basis. There's.
Well, I mean, it's just add another line to this,
Yes.
it's updated at the same time with everyone else. I just wanted to highlight that we had no landfill fires. Was good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, we had apparently we had 4 last year, in Grant, so. There's some success there. One question I did have regarding the record is dates on it are pretty outdated, so I don't, was there an actual new report submitted this time?
Yes, this is a newer one, but we are going to do that.
So, yeah, I think February 9th, January 26th, stuff like that. There's, I don't know if that's current, we just didn't change the dates or there's no new report.
And I want to say something regarding the landfill. If you notice, not in December, even last year, you see that the frequency of the fire incidents are going to be last reduced. That is based on the staff. Giving the information.
we've done a good job.
Yes.
I don't see that, where do you see that, February?
Oh, so if we go to the wellness center report, which was. I will. 6.
Yeah, page 6. Sure.
Yeah. All the dates alongside of these highlights there and details, all the dates are. February 2nd, January 26th, February 9th. All pretty dated stuff.
But isn't this January's report?
Yeah, but if you look at some of the other ones, they're like much longer.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's where we have to make sure that they know what they're reporting. That's how I read it when I first seen it.
That is a January.
Yeah.
January reports will come in February and the February will come in March. And most of these DRO approval will receive everything.
Okay. Any other questions with the CAO report? No, we're good. Okay, so moving along, mayor and council updates. Or sorry, committees. Museum board.
Hey, I have a few things. First off, their October, we're going under AGM. In March, the programming for kids is going to return. They had a Cool Roots concert. We had a student fiddler from town participated. Have these 2 new gentlemen that we have at their museum, they're very excitable. They're so interested in the fall. And they're a huge asset to the museum. We had a history for 25 people, history for the fall. We had about 25 people going. And David goes around and fosters every window that he can for advertising. Anything that goes on at the museum. Connie and Keith Hyde and Connie Wyatt Anderson spoke at that. They had about 25 people. The last time they had 40, but then with winter time, that's okay. And then cookies were served. They had a gentleman from Saskatchewan. There was 3 days long on building your own knife, like, and so that was a sold out crowd. I think they had about, I wasn't too sure, about 8 people, but for 3 days they worked on these guys. And then for the weekend festival, from the 2 days, to Friday and Saturday, they had about 15 to 25 people for the 2 days. And also, they were talking about that fence, and they're looking at something a little bit different and then a little bit prettier, maybe looking at something wrought iron. We're going to get one of our drafts first in town. That was the office, yeah, get some ideas. There it is.
Just a fun fact about the museum. A number of years ago, one of the summer students was Keith Hyde.
All right.
Keith Hyde now has got his doctorate, remained in town, family. and all
Yeah.
that. So if you never know if you work hard time somewhere and it's, where the picture.
The next mayor.
I believe he's the chairperson. Is he not still chair?
Pardon me?
Is Keith Hyde still the chair?
Um, Yes, he is, yeah. He's been away.
Anyways,
No, that's a good point, though.
So,
Keep our northern youth engaged in the north, provide them opportunities, that's sort of what we talked about on at the session with leadership.
his father was a teacher for many years.
Yeah. Oh, I remember it, don't worry about
yep, you like to talk.
that. Okay, so, chamber, council manager's not here, CDC, we did have a quick, yeah, they were just working on our budget, more or less, nothing outside the normal, that, we're continuing to do, chasing development, chasing, supporting the, sales and lots that you'll see, there's some things. Destination marketing,
Well, we should do more information for-
Cedar Lake,
More than that.
recycling board, as we all know, the recycling center is currently in a holding pattern, but we have an active board. Library board,
Yeah, so we finally had a meeting in January, February's meeting, once again, did not happen due to lack of forum, so. Issues are still going on there with that.
Are they recruiting?
They have mentioned it in meetings, I haven't seen anything posted, I haven't actively looked either, mind you, but, yeah, they've mentioned it a few times at, the few meetings we have had the past year.
So how many are you short? Sorry for asking.
I believe we're short of 3.
Every meeting?
No, every meeting, the quorum is 4, and, yeah, we haven't been hitting that. So I think we can have up to, I think the board's up to 10,
Yeah.
and, yeah, we have 7 seated. 7 meetings. So we have 3 open spots, and unfortunately, we're just not getting quorum, so.
anything else?
Is that right? I should have asked when you were talking about the recycling. Apologize for you you're gonna have a, we'll get together last Friday at noon.
Yep.
And apologize, but make that is when I went, you said you were gonna meet with Marge and congratulate her on the retirement.
Yeah, I know there were some, I don't know if there's some logistics issues around there, so we weren't able to actually meet up, we did actually have it planned and, but, we didn't have. The person of honor, they got her times mixed up or something, I haven't talked to her, so.
See you ate the cake.
No, actually, we sent the cake and the coffee that was purchased to the arena, and used it as part of the, presentation of all the good stuff with the grow grounds. So we went, I'm pretty sure, I think Sam probably had a great piece of it too, so.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. KSD,
Oh, we haven't met.
youth counselor,
As mentioned earlier, we'd like to wish good luck to our senior varsity basketball teams as they head off to zones. And we'd like to congratulate the JV boys and girls who had a good face-off in zones, but both unfortunately fell short in the finals. And we'd like to also congratulate all of our junior king and queen trappers participants, and especially a special congratulations to Lainey Connors and Odin Cooper, who were named junior king and queen trapper. We'd also like to congratulate all of our Skills Canada competitors and good luck as they prepare for provincials on April 9th. We have grad picture retakes on March 3rd and 4th, and an early dismissal on March 6th.
Is this Lainey's 3rd year in a row?
Yes,
I think it's her 3rd year in a row that she's won.
Yes. I think she said that, I think second or third year.
yeah, it was good, you know, one of the things, opening ceremonies. I'll just mention that I'm undefeated in the log cutting, but, I didn't mean to say that, but the youth board has really grown. And was really valuable, and that will be, you know, obviously building these volunteers for the future. So that was great to see, as well as the number of competitors in the for the youth in the Trappers Festival. They looks like it brought in a bunch of students as well to come in, so I think they had a big group competing in King and Queen Trafford, junior King and Queen, so that's great to see that kind of stuff.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay, anything else? Anything else? No, good. So just other reports, maybe we can give an update on the visits for our community. Just, we had a lot of visitors last week. That you know, that's one of the other opportunities that when Trappers Festival is on, a lot of dignitaries arrive in town. And it provides us an opportunity to have that discussion with them around, you know, the key things that are within our community. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put our youth counselor a little bit on the spot though. And let her sort of provide her perspective in the, from what we were talking about, with the Premier and Minister Kennedy and Minister, Bushy. That you have, what was your thoughts?
Like just on the.
Yeah, just on, what we were talking about and what you,
Think that like or not the donation, the grant is really gonna help our community because like I know a lot of kids at school are really not bored, but whenever they wanna hang out or go do something, it's just like the same constant thing, like going to each other's houses. So being able to have something that they're gonna be able to look forward to, like going to the movies finally, or just having an outdoor space to hang out at, play basketball without having glass on the court, it's gonna be something that's really, like, it's gonna have a big impact on the youth and schools and, just like people.
so one of the things that, you know, it's great to get that youth perspective, but that's, you know, I was thankful that, both our past youth councilors will get to handle the meetings with us. But during that time with, speaking with the Premier, we talked about the appreciation around those legacy types of projects with regard to recreation and arts and culture and sort of the pillars of community. And, you know, the investment that's really showing their confidence in our community and making sure that we got good foundation for the future. We also had an opportunity to talk about healthcare and challenges around healthcare, especially the large gap that we see that's present within our community, and about the things that we really need to stress to the Premier that, you know, our hands are out to say, give us, our hands are out to become partners with you. We want to do something, but we know we need this, and we need these type of infrastructure projects around healthcare, about clinics and hospitals to grow our area and keep our community members in the fall. So, you know, we talked about that and we shared that with them. We also shared that with the leader of the opposition. Bobby was here with MLA Wochuk and Nesbitt, and we also shared that same sort of message that, you know, we're very appreciative of, you know, Minister Simard has been a good friend of the PA and really seen some, you know, showed some investment in our area. But at the same time, as we shared before, is that we do sort of feel like we're a bit left out when it comes to healthcare and that other critical support services. Because we need a date. We need a date on when the clinic is gonna get built, and we stressed to both the Premier and the leader of the opposition, about that need. So on top of that, so we had some great meetings with them. I think that it continues to, you know, strengthen our partnerships and our relationships. On Saturday, we also had a meeting with Minister Chartrand at 4 o'clock. We had a virtual meeting. Unfortunately, Minister Chartrand couldn't come here for the festival. She had some travel constraints, as she's quite busy. But at that time, we, with Minister Chartrand, we talked about sort of the future of the pond, like the things that the community is doing to get ready for this hopeful growth through transportation, through the port of Churchill, is that, we've got to now also put the arteries coming through the town of the Paw into the town through Highway 283 and Highway 5 of Saskatchewan. But on top of that, the community wants to invest. We need to invest to see this future, but we really need to get some confidence that what they're doing is really gonna happen, because it doesn't make sense for whoever is working together to build something that's to support that if it doesn't really happen. And that would be a real waste of ratepayers' resources. We also talked about, as we've been talking in council, about partnerships and, sort of regional planning approaches and those type of things. So, we highlighted those issues with the minister. We did also bring up, just the support for our local businesses that are going around, and the challenge with some of the restrictive programs that are in place by the federal government, that there's some sort of relief that can be sought after there. We talked to her about that. And then we also talked to her about, there's one other thing. I just lost it. Anyways, it was a busy week. I mean, there was nonstop action, and like I said, I think, and the last thing was, we talked to the minister about, is reminded her of about the waste management grant application that we had put forward, that we'd actually sent to the reminder. And the thing is, we got indication that she was gonna follow up on it, and we got an actual email today on that saying that we met the criteria, and we're going further in the process. So that again is another $4.3 million that potentially could help us grow that waste management modernization. So like I said, lots of good meetings. I think we've got some good traction on a few things.
Did you get any firm commitment from the premier on the clinic?
We got a firm commitment that we're gonna get a commitment.
We have one of those from.
No, you know what? I actually think that I'm gonna take a positive away there. I believe there's a disconnect in information, and I think I kind of felt good after the fact that we shared with him some of our frustrations to try to move things forward, and sort of highlighted the issues with what we believe is red tape with around all the other things that we're trying to do. I don't know, Councilor Comer can jump in. And I honestly think he was listening and said, and he committed to get back to us on some of that stuff, so.
It was last week or first part of last week, was an announcement that the extra security was being put in place for Thompson, Small River, and the Health Science Center. I think they missed us again. I'm always concerned about the security and safety of the staff, plus filling in when there was NHA issues involved.
And we raised that as well. So we only had 40 minutes, we only had about 45 minutes with the premier.
You got the big ticket items, that's I mean.
Yeah, but we did raise that, we also raised that issue with institutional safety officers. And so, which sort of, I'll just wrap up. You're supposed to tell me to be quiet so you can get out of here, but I'll just wrap up. I did have the new CEO, Fitzner there, what's his name? Cam called me and asked if I could have a quick chat with him on Wednesday morning. So I did go up and see Cam Wednesday or Thursday morning. I did go up and see him on Thursday morning, and sort of ensure that we have that alignment on that process as well. I also shared our concerns with regards to the approach that's being taken on harm reduction, supply distribution, and the tools that are in place there, the concerns that our community has been talking about, sort of thing. And understanding that we know the reasons for it. Is there any ways of improving it? especially with the money that was injected by the provincial government that was sort of underfunded big time to even do anything with it. So we're good, and we said like, we would like an update every once in a while. I asked them about the MRI and all that sort of stuff, so we'll get some more further comments on it. And then the last thing I'll bring up, and I'm gonna put this towards my youth counselor to think about, is during our conversation with the leadership group, it was raised that have we thought about having a joint youth circle with the tri-community to sort of ensure that we continue to strengthen relationships and bring us together because we're sort of in isolated schools? And I said, that's a great idea. I don't know. And I said, but I will bring it forward. And Chief Constant said also that we would talk about it. I'm trying to arrange a meeting with Chief Constant and the councils, not this week, but next week sometime. He's got our schedule, so one of the days that we're not available, and that we can sort of get together, but that might be a topic and something for you to think about.
And nominations have just happened for their junior chief and council.
So,
Posting about that at school.
is there? Oh, okay, because nobody in the room that we were there knew anything about it. I thought it was a great idea. So I did write it down on my paper that day and said I would check. But yeah, maybe if you have time, the next time we're meeting, if there's something going on, let us know. If there's something that the community can do to support it, let us know that too.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. So the next one, unfinished business, anything more on that? Okay, going to correspondence, that's going to, we can't, we're going to citizens period, so I wanna move to nothing there, committee of the whole.
Resolved that we now move ourselves into the committee of the whole with Mayor Murphy and the chair to discuss matters requiring our attention.
Okay, so I got no issues with the columbarium, so that's our columbarium that everybody's noticed is full out there. And,
Just a question on that.
yeah,
The $60,000 that we're paying for that, they're saying we have a 15% discount before April 1st. So that's like around $9,000. Is that included in that 60 or is that off of the 60?
So
I'm
that,
assuming it's not on there.
yes, that is total amount that the manager told me that they will spend. So
But if we do it by April 1st, we'll get
I have
50%
to, I
off,
have to check that.
which brings it down like $9,000.
I couldn't remember whether there was
There's
something.
in the issue sheet there, it's
so I guess the thing is, I think we're in alignment to say that we need to put a new columbarium there, we need to make sure we're aligned on the price, so if they could check for that. If nobody's got any objections, we'll bring it to the next council meeting as a resolution to purchase for the right price. If there's, I think what Councillor Hopper is getting towards is there's some urgency to get a check written. Let's make sure we don't throw away $9,000.
We've also been told that, the bottom spots, that they weren't able to sell, but now we only have one spot left, so I'm glad to hear that the other spots have been sold.
Yes, and if you see this new,
Well, because there's only one spot left in the issue,
Only one spot.
you know what I mean, like not flat, but.
okay, only one left, but this tile is different from the old one. See the bottom, you don't see anything there.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not glad.
So we have about 70, no, 70. 72.
Good.
Okay. So we're okay with the resolution next council meeting for whatever the price is. That property leasing, should that be in camera too? It is a financial transaction.
I think we moved that already.
Yeah, so that'll have to go to camera. CSO vehicle, what do you guys wanna do with this?
We're taking additional 15, we were given, is that 50 they have there, is that including the 30 that we were given?
Yes.
This vehicle is 47,000 or something, and then the additional stuff is like 25, so.
And if we don't, we have to use that money
Yeah.
for.
We should just get it, like, we're gonna need it, our bylaw officer should be driving around, not in his personal truck anyways. You know, like, I think if we wanted to do anything, we could maybe back down on some of the sirens and whistles and all that sort of stuff, where we wanted to do that, but. I think we should just move forward and get the truck purchased so that, and we can have a discussion on what all the other stuff they need in there. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, same.
So resolution, let's cancel.
I was saying
Bring
that.
forward.
Yeah.
Pardon?
I said if you have a truck without all the, everything on there, it'd be more sneaky.
Yeah, so, no, that's good. I'm not sure if we need all of that on there, but it's just really duplicating what the other truck is. It's there, it's available, it's used. So we'll put a resolution for the next meeting, and then, just maybe if you can ask, our CSO manager, you know, what really does he need? Does he need all of that stuff on there, sirens and whistles and he might, and I'm okay with it if it is.
Just because
Like was good.
it's designated emergency vehicle to a certain point, so there's some.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly.
Like I say, go ahead, get it, truck, start.
Okay, ID printer cards. So this question was a council, there was a way we could do it ourselves.
Did you ever get an answer back on that? Did you ever go look and see it? It would, work with the equipment we have already.
Well, the wellness center, we thought that it had one, but this one, I don't think it is, let me just quickly look at this again, because I don't think it said that,
I didn't notice anything with the wellness center in here.
no.
I think the security risk that it had in here is not, I don't feel like it's necessarily a security risk. Saying that it's difficult for staff to challenge unauthorized persons in restricted areas. I feel like our staff know who they work with and who they don't work with. So in just bringing risk factors forward, they need to be actual risk factors. In my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold this for now, or? More information?
I'm trying to remember back, because when this was brought up in budget, we did ask about the wellness center, there was a reason why they couldn't be done there.
Yeah, I can't remember.
What was, but what other reason give?
Bring it back.
Well, I mean, I think professional, if you look at the pictures, I think it's the right thing to do for us as a community to have IDs on our staff. It's gonna last for a long time. I mean, $2,500 is not, I mean, it's not that it's cheap, but it's not really expensive either to have, and I'm sure it can be used for more than the,
Go ahead with it.
yeah.
I
So,
think when we go to AMM, other council members, they will have their ID cards.
yeah, so I think it's probably worth it. And probably will get more use out of it as time goes on. I don't know if we need to be, anyways, I would support it. I think it's,
Bring it back. Vote on
what a
it.
resolution.
Yeah, bring it back and hold a vote.
Yeah. Okay, grant application.
During the last meeting, council requested for additional information on this. What I noticed is between 2007 and 2015, I always give them like 500. And something happened in 2022.
What would,
So I'm just giving this as an additional information for council.
Mentioned at the last meeting, clarify on this, so I'm just sitting here.
what do you guys wanna do?
Or should I bring it back to budget meeting?
Yeah, I should bring it back to budget meeting. That's where it's gonna have to get added anyways. Like, we're not,
Back.
but just for information here now, so. I guess my concern is their federal grant dropped significantly, like, I don't know if they need 12,000, I think the Golden Agers is an important group to have within our community.
Huge.
And I'm not sure, you know, I think.
I think you're right, take it to the budget, I don't think anybody would be totally against it, just maybe the dollar value might change.
Yeah. Okay, so just bring it back to budget.
Have to post a bunch of budgets.
Okay, AMM, who's coming to AMM in Brandon?
Take us on.
Most likely on it.
No,
I'm,
oh, you're charting a trip, man.
I guess. Are you from?
No, she's got plans, she said.
Okay.
Anybody else? Okay, so just register. And I'm not sure if Councilor Hopper's going, I'm going, so you can register me, but I get covered by somebody else.
I feel after I read, Councillor Allen's report on it, it feels like I was.
You've been there.
When you have an open.
So I will register for three council.
be crabbies.
So council.
Crabbies. I mean, that please,
Okay, well, I mean, it's, can you just call every counselor and just ask them,
Yeah.
just to make sure nobody gets left out, I don't think it's. Not a big, just close my thing.
So. I'm not interested, I just gotta check the calendar and see how that works.
Yeah, the more the merrier. It's good. Okay, okay, ma'am. District meeting, well, we gotta get a date and we'll have to get that set up, but. I just know that the week of the 24th, as I told them already, that doesn't work for us because well, it doesn't work for me because that's grad. So that's a super busy, those last 2 weeks of June are busy, so I'll get the date for them.
Okay.
And I'll let everybody,
So we don't know the dates.
we don't have a date, no, I don't know a date yet, I
So
mean,
we have to come on.
yeah, no, I'll give you a date. But it's not gonna be the last 2 weeks of June. Because we're already super busy.
On the 24th, it's not available.
June 24th is,
June 24th, minister is not available. June 24th. So it has to be something outside that, if you really.
yeah, no, I read that, I'm gonna get, it's probably gonna be the week before bowling.
Okay, perfect. Mayor, you 14.35.
I'll request for topics of discussion.
Yeah, no, we'll have to, so that's what our planning for AMM, so what do you guys wanna talk about? With the AMM board?
We do the ones you talked about last year, not much has changed, we'll see.
Well, this is with the AMM board, so the benefit is that we have an AMM board member as on your council, so you know, but. We can share, I think what we should be talking about is RCMP costs and what the plan is with moving that forward, the taxation model. The unorganized, those are all resolutions that we put forward, the unorganized property taxation and how that works. So those would probably be the three top ones that we can try to get up the list.
Interesting to see where they are in the list compared to last year and the year before.
Well, I can tell you the taxation models wasn't even on the front page anymore, and it's actually on the top priority list for the AMM this year. So, and I see that's moving up the list. Unorganized properties is probably not a critical, not as a hot topic yet, but we did bring that up with minister, or with we brought that up with the premier.
Yes.
And we also acknowledge that the issue is what their issue is with how to try to move that forward. So we'll put together a few things and we can make a list.
Just wanted me to give it to them this way.
Yeah, so
I forget for the topics that are already brought forward in them, but we've had a lot of issue with assessments. So can't remember if there's something specific.
there's a meeting next week for the AMM board on the assessment branch on what we need to do. We've already got, remember our community is being reassessed this year in the spring. So they're doing that. But I think that there's more finger on the whole discussion. We can tie that into the taxation discussion for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it's cutting that red tape, right? I mean, we need to just try to, special service levies, taxing, permitted financing, frontage, all that sort of stuff. There's too much red tape. It's too complicated.
Yeah.
And we're not getting it. Maybe we're not looking in the right spot, but the support doesn't seem to be there.
And then as they made mention before at AMM, I sat on a presentation from the assessment personnel there. And they've made no bones about it, they're understaffed.
Yeah.
They can't come and assess a community like us, which does have a lot of improper assessment going on.
Yeah. No, for sure. Okay, and. So yeah, so that, anything else of that, we'll get something together, we'll put together an agenda. And then, that's a district meeting. And then just as a note, I forgot to mention, I do have a call-in show on Thursday, booked at the radio at 9 o'clock. Sam's gonna come with me. I'll get Sam to talk about the GROW grants and just what's going on there, and then I'm sure we'll have a lot of call-ins. Or not. Anything else that I missed on this, other than those things we gotta move into in camera, so I don't think there is, so appreciate everybody's time tonight. Tune in to CJAR radio on Thursday at 9 o'clock and hear myself and Sam. Feel free to call in and ask a question. But as always, reach out to any of your counselors anytime. They can help you and direct you in the right direction. And reminder, the municipal election is upcoming soon, so we'll hope October 28th, if you're interested in an exciting role within the municipality and how to mold the future of your community. That's the date.
Your hair is too thick, ideal thing to do.
Yep, exactly. All right, have a good night, everybody. Thank you. We just have a few in-camera discussion points that require our attention. As always, there's no decisions coming from that.
The result that we do now move ourselves into the in-camera portion of the committee of the whole with Mayor Murphy and the chair